Hello friends, welcome to today's story. That is a country where women are very beautiful, but required to do military service. Most people, when they hear about military service, by default, this is a mode only for men, when they meet the age, cultural, political and health conditions. When there is a call to enter state military service, is required to comply with the requirements. However, in this country women are required to participate in military service for a period of 2 years, and that is Israel, where women are in the top of the countries with the most beautiful, intelligent and talented women in the world. And here it is often said that military life is the youth of Israeli girls and the youth of most Israeli youth. Perhaps in most people's impression, very few countries in the world see people carrying guns into the streets. However, in almost every part of this country one can come across Israelis with guns on his shoulders. Among them were many beautiful young women. In fact, Israeli girls have their own reasons for carrying guns with them. These Israeli girls wearing guns are almost all women who are or have served in the Israeli Standing Army. According to the provisions of the Israel Defense Law, even while not on duty, all Israeli soldiers on active duty and in reserve are required to carry a gun with them at all times. This is the direct reason why Israeli girls have to wear rifles while wearing bikinis, walking the streets or shopping. Rifles have almost become standard equipment for female Israeli soldiers. Social media is full of photos of Israeli girls showing off themselves, one fully armed and the other in cool summer clothes. Maybe when looking at these pictures, some people will not understand and think that these girls are dressed in what system? How do you have the fighting power to take pictures like that every day? I hope the Israeli authorities involved take care of them. The reality is exactly the opposite. In order to attract more young women to join the army, the Israeli army has encouraged active female soldiers to post cool-ass photos on social networking sites to show their good spirit Israeli Defense Forces. In 2007, the Israeli consulate in New York published 5 extremely attractive photos of Israeli female soldiers in the famous American male magazine Maxim, causing public uproar. And there are comments that Jewish girls are weird, don't like makeup, like guns, but the seductive beauty of Israeli girls' bodies really makes the men stand still. On August 18, 1948, Israeli Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion ordered the recruitment of single women and married women without children, born between 1920 and 1930, into the army. Since then, Israeli women have officially become a part of the Israeli Standing Army and gradually developed, actually becoming half the sky in the army. To date, female soldiers make up about 34% of the total standing army and 57% of military officers. Up to 92% of positions in the army are open to Israeli women. This is unique worldwide, not found in any other country. Similarly, according to statistics of the Israeli National Army, over half a century, from 1962 to 2016, 535 female Israeli soldiers died in combat operations. This figure does not include dozens of female soldiers were killed in the Israeli army before 1962. As a small country with a population of just 8.5 million, a territory of just over 10,000 square kilometers, and sandwiched between several hostile Arab states, defense is the cornerstone of Israel's founding. Since the founding of the country in 1948, Israel has experienced many large-scale wars and several times stood on the brink of the country's destruction. This makes the Israelis attach great importance to the military. Israel itself has a small population, so it can only perform compulsory military service. Israel's military service law stipulates that all male citizens between the ages of 18 and 29 and female citizens between the ages of 18 and 24 must join the army, except in special cases. Male citizens must perform military service for 3 years and female citizens must serve in the army for 24 months. In addition, after the expiration of the service period, all military personnel will be converted into reserve soldiers, except for special cases where the time of active service must be extended. Perhaps someone will ask, why are people who are still children only 18 years old ready to join the army? This is inseparable from patriotism and defense education in Israel. From the moment they enter high school, Every child in Israel is studied the Zionist history in great detail. They will also begin to learn from many aspects how their people were displaced and suffered. In the process, children also learn relevant defense education subjects such as military combat history, military discipline, and even military strategy. Crisis consciousness, tribulation consciousness, national spirit, defense education, etc., run throughout the history of the Jewish people, along with the development of the State of Israel. Generations of young Israelis, especially young women, have not turned their backs on the army barracks. Just like the men, the female Israeli guards also fly planes, pilot tanks, and fight with the enemies by themselves. Thank you for listening to the story. Please leave your comments below, and if you find it interesting, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and see you again.